Hey, it's been over a week since I've done my last review. Excuse me. There hasn't really been anything in theaters I've been wanting to see. I mean, I've been wanting to see Changeling, but I've heard reviews about it. And Saw 5, I'm a little about going to see because Saw 4 really wasn't that good compared to the other ones. But because it was Veterans Day, and my little brothers, who are 10 and 8, were off school, I went ahead and took them to see Madagascar: Escape to Africa. So pretty much the plot is this. They're still in Madagascar after the first one, and they've got their plane, and they've souped it up on a giant slingshot to send them back off to New York. Well, they accidentally land in Africa because, of course, the plane is built by animals, and there's a hilarious crash sequence, and they land in Africa, where it's revealed that Alex the lion is actually the son of the king of a certain nature preserve watering hole where a whole bunch of animals gather around, and they have this big, kingdom, kind of like the Lion King, really. And that's what was going through my mind a lot, with, the king thing going on, and the king's son, and the storyline of redemption that's going through it is very, 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 very close to the Lion King. I mean, Lion King's based off Hamlet, and obviously this isn't based off Hamlet. But, I mean, you can't help but think of the Lion King every time that, they bring up the king or the leader of the herd or whatever. Only in this, it's a whole bunch of different animals and not just lions. Which is pretty hilarious that none of the other animals are afraid that the lions are going to eat them. In this one, there's a side plot pretty much with every character. I mean, it's not just all of them. They each have their own individual side plot, which bogs the movie down a little bit. And the human side plot is pretty stupid and not necessary, because there's a whole bunch of humans that get stranded after the penguins steal their jeeps to try to fix the plane. And the penguins, I love the penguins. The penguins are the reason this movie even exists. It's the penguins. Everyone wants to see the penguins. The penguins have great dialogue. They're hilarious. Honestly, I'd really just love to see a movie about the penguins. Just a full-length movie about the penguins. I think it would be absolutely hilarious. There's still some good jokes. There are a couple jokes like in the first one that'll go over kids' heads. There's a great Twilight Zone reference. It's absolutely hilarious. But, and there was one in the first one, too, Twilight Zone reference. So I'm guessing the directors of these movies really like the Twilight Zone and just like to put references in them. But I love the Twilight Zone, so I love the references. It's not as reference heavy as the Shrek movies. It's not like this super reference movie, but it's good. It's a kids movie. It's a kids movie through and through, and the voice actors do a good job. All the new characters do a good job. It's just not as funny as the first one because it's not as fresh as the first one. The first one's really good. This one, I'd probably only see it I wouldn't have seen it in theaters if it wasn't for my little brothers. And I don't recommend you seeing it in theaters unless you have little kids that are gonna love it, either brothers or children. Because I'm gonna give it 2.5 stars, meaning I would recommend probably renting it. Definitely renting it, but only see it in theaters if your kids are gonna drag you to it, or if you're just in the mood for a light kids movie. One of my brothers thought it was better than the first one, and one of them didn't. So I think I should really just let them speak about it, even though they're not here, but I'll tell you what they thought. They really enjoyed it a lot, and one of them was like, it's the best movie ever, but they always say that after they see a movie in theaters. So obviously kids enjoy it. And I think that's really the only thing that needs to be said about it, is the kids enjoy it. And I'm willing to give it a recommendation just on that alone, even though I'm only giving it 2.5 stars. So, if you want to, go see it. It's not a bad movie.